निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान् यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणं।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. The worldly pleasure lead to the love and the hatred and become the root cause for death and rebirth. In the 44th verse, Shri Krishna Paramatma says, with their minds deeply attached to the worldly pleasures and their intellects bewildered by such things, they are unable to possess the resolute determination for success or the path to the God. The people whose minds are always attached and attracted to the sensual enjoyment end up with the bhog, that is the luxuries in life. They engage their intellects in enhancing their income and contemplating how to increase their material possessions and maximize their enjoyment and pleasure. They are so much bewildered by the worldly pleasure and treasure that they are unable to go towards the path of realization of Almighty. Bhogeshwarya Prasaktanam means the worldly pleasure from our five senses, that is Panchendriya, like hearing, smelling, tasting, seeing or touching, make the man crave for more and more pleasure and earn more and more. Such persona immersed in worldly pleasure get the asuri greed for the wealth. So there is no end for the greed. They say there is enough in the world for anybody's need, but not enough for one man's greed. So this is how they become asuri pravrutti, they develop. Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhauna vidheyate. The actual aim of human life is to reach the supreme being, which is called as Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Hence, better to clear the mind from the corruption and the craving for the worldly things and concentrate on God. Almighty is kind and blessed us rise above the pleasure and pain and serve the humanity with dedication without any selfish motive. The animals, birds and insects do not have this power. Those who crave for the mortal world and truly they can do nishkama or selfless service and become karma yogis. Hence, only a human being can be a karma yogi, whereas the other animals, they live and they go on killing each other to live. Before deciding anything, better to listen to both the views of points before making the final arguments. And hence, Sri Krishna recommending somebody in the 45th verse, he further says, Vedas have described the actions according to three characters, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, in which Sattva has balance, harmony, goodness, purity, universalization, the holistic construction creates building positive attitude, whereas the Rajas gun or the characters have passion that may become greed in future, restlessness, dominant desire to get the rewards for the actions and the profit from any action that they have done. Whereas characteristics of tamas guna are laziness, attachment of or moha, anger, depression, dependency and self-doubt and boredom, irritability, addiction, apathy, confusion, grief, ignorance. And unless one gets rid of these three qualities, triguna, and does the nishkama, selfless deeds for the good of the world, he will not be eligible to be called as a karma yogi and he cannot attain salvation. So, Arjuna, get rid of the three gunas, emotional instability, hatred, and do not have any doubt in your mind. So constantly with all dedication and determination and devotion, concentrate on Paramatma and don't bother about Yogakshema. It is I myself will take care of you if you leave everything on me. Traigunya Vishaya Devaha means shun the Triguna and forget about getting heavenly pleasure. Here Sri Krishna is neither criticizing nor condemning Vedas. He is only driving his viewpoint that Nishkama Karma Yoga is like a diamond and all other things are like shining piece of glass. Here one should be able to distinguish between what is diamond and what is a glass. That is his intention. Nistre Gunyo Bhavarjunaha means, hey Arjuna, you renounce the worldly pleasure caused by Triguna, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and that makes you a samsari and become a samsari. That means get detached from this birth and death. The common people think samsara means husband, wife, children and the family. The real meaning of samsara is the cycle of birth and death as a result of the karma phala or prarabdha. Nirdvandvaha means to come out of this cycle of birth and death, one should renounce raga, dvesha, that is our emotional instability and the hatred and revenge, and also dvandva or duality. Never have any doubt. Since Paramatma is in every atom in this universe, one cannot hate anything in this world because there is divinity in everything. Duality is having two opinions of one subject or one object, but omnipresent, omniscient, eternal, ultimate truth or Paramatma cannot have duality or hatred. The mindset of not reacting with hatred for adverse situation is called as Uparati. Nitya Swataha means always existing, complete, omnipresent, supreme being. Niryoga Kshemaha means don't worry about your well-being. You just dedicate yourself and do your selfless duty and leave the rest to me, says Bhagwan. This is like, if God be with us, who can be against us is the policy. If we surrender ourselves to Almighty and remain relaxed, that is the best way to live. He will take care of our well-being. This is the best way and the stress-free life, and each one of us in the world should follow this so that people dying of stress can be reduced. The word Atmavan means the only aim of spirit of life or Jivatma is union with the Paramatma or the Supreme Being. Hence Bhagwan is Amrita, nectar or Mrityu or death. That means Sat and Asat both are there in this world and we have to choose Sat. By getting rid of duality and Triguna, what is the benefit is explained in the 46th verse by Bhagavanta. When a large lake with the clear water is available, what is the use of small pond with the muddy water? Asks Bhagavanta. Yavanartha Udapane Sarvataha Samplu Todake means when you have a clear pure water in a huge lake, why should you go to the muddy waters in a small pond where one is not able to have bath or wash his clothes and get rid of his dirt? Here Sri Krishna is comparing worldly pleasure with the muddy dirty water, and pond or the pure water is the complete supreme being. With the large clear water, that is our Almighty God. Tavan sarveshu brahmanasya vijanataha means when one side we have large lake like omnipresent, omniscient, paratattva, paripurna paramatma, why opt for the muddy point like rituals mentioned in the Vedas, yajna, yaga, japa, tapa, dana, dharma, and all of them is only for getting some benefit. Here Sri Krishna uses the word tavan, means once attains Paramatma Paratattva, then automatically all the three gunas like Sattvika, Rajas, Tamas, they disappear. There is no end for worldly pleasure. When one looks up to Almighty, who is the ultimate truth in this world, automatically greed for worldly pleasure disappears. Next, in the 47th verse, Sri Krishna Paramatma orders to do karma to get Samabuddhi Prapti. This is a very famous and the popular verse that all of us have heard and chanted very often, and that is Karmanne Vadikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana Ma Karma Phalahetu Bhur Mate Sangyopta Karmani, which means you have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of your activities, nor be attached to the inaction. That means don't think that I have done it, and don't be lazy and don't do the work. Karmanne Vadikaraste means you have the rights to do the duties allotted to you, but you have no rights on the results of those duties. This verse gives 4 instructions regarding the science of work. This everyone should realize all these 4 points. The one is do your duty but do not concern yourself with the results. That means don't be conceited and egoistic and say that I have done it, only I can do it. The second one is the fruits of your actions are not for your enjoyment. Whatever actions is done, don't think that only you should get the fruits and not the others. Even while worrying, give up the pride that you did it, that is, renounce the doership. The fourth is do not attach to the inaction. That means don't be lazy and don't avoid doing the work. Karmanne Vadikaraste means you have a right to do your duties. Among all the 8.4 million species of life, only human beings are having the ability to do the new work, and that too the service of the society. Whereas all other insects, animals, they just eat, sleep and reproduce. Selfless service to the world, helping others can be done only by the human beings. The word karmani is singular because it is for Arjuna, whose duty is to fight in the war. Mortal body of humans suffers due to prarabdha phala, or the results of previous life, and also the results of actions in this life. These are two types of phala or result. But the very purpose of being born in is just to be not a doctor, engineer, IT, BT, industry worker or lawyer, but to do selfless service for the betterment of the world and help all the living beings in the world. When something good or bad happens, one may ask, what did I do? Why should I get this punishment? Why did God do this to me? God does not punish anybody. God does not give anything. We get the result for our own actions. So this Basavana says, each one, Kartru is Karanakke Karana. That means for every omission, commission, we are responsible. Karmakke Kartruve Kone, he says. And hence Prarabdha is from the previous life. But Lord says, do not get disheartened when calamity occurs, because whatever sin we have committed in the past, we are paying for it. Now, if we accept that punishment with the Samabuddhi or balanced intellect, then we get our mind purified or by penance, and that is the prayashchitta. Instead of that, if we start blaming God and blame the others, oh, because of them it happened, oh, God has punished me, and that is foolishness. In fact, one should be selfless. Service is the way to neutralize all the ills and the sins that we have committed in the past. Ma phaleshu kadachana means you do not have an iota of right on the results of your actions. Whatever has to come to you will come, but what is not meant for you will not come, and however you crave for it, you will not achieve. In the 12th century, Saint Basavana's wife, Nilambike, she says, Bhogadi bhogangagalu sangayana adhinavagi. Whatever we have to get, whatever we don't have to get, everything is in the hands of Almighty. And that is the reason we should not crave for something or denounce anything. So we must do our duties selflessly. Phaleshu means is the plural because a man, despite doing one work, he expects many benefits. So he thinks that by this so many things can happen. Nowadays people are more greedy and hence expect many more things out of one work that they do. But only Nishkama Karma or selfless service is called Karma Yoga. Ma Karma Phala Heturbhu. Don't be the cause for the results of actions. Once you have attachment on body, intellect, etc., you get bounded to it called as bandhana. And you have to face the consequences for those actions. Mate sangosta karmani. Do not have distinct action and end up with the inaction. The laziness can lead to blunder or disaster. That means we should be detached from the results of actions, but at the same time develop the attitude against the inaction. The attachment of objects, people and actions lead to love and hatred among the ignorant people. If the stem of the tree catches fire, then the whole tree gets burnt. In the same way, when bad emotions or rage or revenge is filled in the mind, the peace of mind is totally destroyed completely. In the 48th verse, Sri Krishna describes how to do karma with the samachitta and says, Hey Dhananjaya, you get detached from desire and face the grace and the disgrace equally and do your duty like a yogi. Sangam Tyaktva. Anyone doing any action, anywhere, during any situation, do not desire for worldly objects of luxury, then only one can do actions without attachment or moha. Siddhya siddhyoho samubhutva. When we detach from desire, we can accept both siddhi, asiddhi, that is success and failure equally. Thus, when one is detached, then respect or disrespect, praise or criticism are both accepted equally, and our anthakarana becomes pure without any malign. Yogastaha kuru karmanihi means with balanced mind one gets samabuddhi and does the deeds with the determination and dedication. This is essential quality of karma yogi. Samatvam yoga uchyate means samate is equality, is the form of God. Hence, constantly, permanently one should have equality in anthakarana. That means whatever is done by mortal body, that is the sthula sharira, subtle body, sukshma sharira and karana sharira, that is the spirit of life, should be for the good of the world. Kaya vacha manasa. The deeds must be dedicated to the good of the world. The same advice is given by Basavanna. He says, society is Daivi Swarupa, it is divine, to which one should work like a servant, that is like a dasa. This is what our beloved Prime Minister Modi ji said. He is the Pradhana Sevaka. That means selflessly he is serving the society and the nation without expecting anything for himself. So this should be the motto of all of us. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shubham.